As you were of the fact,
please address the chair.
Mr. Bramdad Bhukti, who heads these organizations, is today living in Kabul, only 5 houses away from the palace of Mr. Karzai. Recently, he gave an interview to one of the Pakistani TV channels, and I'd like to quote those words for you and for the information of my honorable colleagues. The anchorman asked him a question, and by the way, this is an interview which is done most recently. I've got his original transcript, which will be available for my honorable colleagues. The anchor person, in her article, Christine Fair says it would be wrong to ignore regional suspects in Pakistan. India is involved in the secret operations in Balochistan. After visiting Indian embassy in Zahedan, Iran, I can say with surety that they have not the only business of issuing visa there. She said she claims that Indian officers secretly told her that they were sending money to Balochistan. What do you say about it, Mr. Bramdad Bhukti? The reply of Mr. Bramdad Bhukti, which is on record, I will quote, Nawabzada Bramdad Bhukti says, we are not denying it. Repeat, we are not denying it. We want that somebody should support us. I'm appealing through your channel to the Indians, the Americans, and the UN to support us. We will welcome any support. Why should we not seek foreign support? Mr. Chairman, I underline the word UNO, which I'll explain to you later, and that I'll connect with the incident of Mr. John Sloki, how he was abducted and how he was released. I'll give the full rundown on that. Similarly, in replying to another question, he said that we want complete freedom, no 1973 Constitution or provincial autonomy. Mr. Chairman, this is a state declaring of want of freedom. That's where I want to inform the House through you. This is the time. Are we talking of law and order? Are we talking of insurgency? Are we talking of supporting independence? क्या हमारे फोरफादर ने पाकिस्तान को इसलिए आजाद कराया था कि आज हम उस फ्रीडम को सपोर्ट करेंगे? At all not. No Pakistan would even like to hear. Even my friends sitting, who I discussed yesterday, they also opposed it, because all patriotic Pakistan want a one unit of Pakistan. No independence will ever be supported by any government. It is whether our government or any incoming government. Mr. Chairman, I will discuss in detail. First the missing person, then I'll give you the full rundown on those, our 3 brothers jinki shahadat wahan pe hui, and then I'll also share with the report of the committees and of course what we need to do and what the government is doing. Coming on to the missing person, the question which was raised by my honorable colleague, Professor Khurshid Saab, and this is a very long outstanding issue. You have been reading in the press. It is also agitated not only locally but abroad also. Let me explain you the whole situation. When we took over the government, the figure was inconsistent. There was no exact figure ever stated or brought to the books by any authority. I held at least 5 meetings and we concluded a figure. But before I give you that figure, let me come back to you the figure, fictitious figure which had been coming. First figure which came during the abduction of Mr. John Sloki, the UNO worker who was working in Balochistan, and he was abducted from there. 6,000 men, 141 women. I went to Balochistan. I made the announcement that if there is any information about 140 women, I will release them within half an hour. Because the traditions in our society do not allow to detain women like that, which again proved wrong. And the list which was given by the abductors of John Sloki through some friends, which I'll again mention, it came out to 118, and we traced 7 of the women working in Kolu district, and there is no such figure of 118 also. There was a name, Dr. Zarina, that she was abducted. Somebody from Paris gave a statement, came on the internet, and became a matter of dispute. And in Kolu, with the help of DPO and DCO, it has been confirmed there is no Dr. Zarina there. It was a fictitious name which was made up. Regarding 6,000 people, when John Sloki's abduction, obviously it brought a very bad name to us. And I'm using the word UNO to bring it to your notice that when the Secretary General UNO was coming, and only 2 days before his arrival, John Sloki was abducted. I was in UAE, and a very high up dignitary from UAE asked me that the Secretary General UNO is very worried, and he's thinking, should he go to Pakistan, should he not go to Pakistan, because his very important worker has been abducted. I showed him that we will do everything possible, and I request that he should not postpone this visit. Anyway, he arrives, he goes back, but the bad name which Pakistan received in terms of its reputation is irreparable. During this period, I knocked every door in Balochistan for help to get his recovery. Finally, I rang up Mr. Habayar and asked for his help. He said he will speak to the people. And he gave me the reference also. But here I would like to mention another point, because this is something which is state property and should be brought to the notice of my colleagues. When I was in Quetta, I was told that only within 72 hours, John Sloki shall be killed. And we made certain techniques, tricks, and that worked. At 10:30 at that night, we intercepted a call. And I've got the intercept also for the information of my friends. And it's a taped conversation. A call coming from Afghanistan asking him, Surakh Bakre ka kya haal hai? Tang to nahi kar raha, bimar to nahi hai. गवर्नमेंट को कुछ मालूम हो चुका है, इसलिए वहां से उसकी जगह जो है तब्दील कर दीजिए. And that was enough for my boys to track, and they did track. And those calls were traced back to Kabul. And those 7 numbers are available with me. The transcript is available with me. And that led to Mr. Bramdad Bukti. We contacted through Foreign Office President Karzai, and his reply was negative, that there is nobody by that name with us. We approached obviously our allies, the US authorities, and they traced that house, geolocation of those phones, and a request was made through them. We did not have any positive reply from President Karzai. Finally, we contacted the Secretary General UNO, and a conversation took place between President Karzai and Secretary General UNO. UNO appealed President Karzai, please help us and have our worker released. And he said, yes, I've got some traces, I'll get back. But thereafter, those telephones went mum. No call came from those numbers. We approached the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Afghanistan, through our Foreign Office, requested that let Mr. Bramdad Bukti come to Pakistan, we give him full safety, and we will see what his grievances, and please stop helping them. As I speak, according to our intelligence, there are between 4,000 to 5,000 our Balochi brothers who are based in Afghanistan. There are few training centers, and there are few other issues, facts, which I will definitely share with my colleagues. A committee, whichever you like, the way you want, I will give you all those details. So what I'm linking, UNO, mindset is there, that if this thing is agitated, something is done.